which is step seven, habit number seven, which is to automatically invest. Automatically invest. And it's also step four is to automatically invest. Step seven is the wealth formula. So as we talk about this, this is really important. We want to teach you how to make more money with your investments. And it's got to be so simple that you can get the gist of it on the back of an envelope. Okay, that's why we do what we do. It's got to be so simple that you can do this on the back of an envelope. So first of all, I want to show you where there are some wonderful places that you can go to learn about that and about investing. Again, it's got to be so simple that you can do it on the back of an envelope. So you're going to go to number two, which is the earn rewards section. And you can come down here to the 2.10, which is to make more money with your investments. Now, for many of you, I want you to start here in the seven habits material. And also, that's where I really want you to go. And just so you'll know, there's some wonderful new things that we've created to help you here. So as you come here to courses and downloads, you can come down here to the free books. So all my books are free online. You can order them on Amazon if you want a hard copy of them, but you come over here to the free books and there's an introduction to the foundation. This is kind of a brag book of all the wonderful things that we're doing. This is the simple set, the simple habits. We cut it down to the smallest thing that we could create, which is the seven habits. And it's only 72 pages, which is pretty incredible. You can go to Amazon and order that. You can, for $5, you can get it for $5. And they'll deliver it to you if you're on Prime. Number two is the seven habits, which is we add more layers. We add more layers. It's not quite as simple. We add more layers. There's 250 illustrations. You can download it and watch it, or you can go to Amazon. And then, of course, we have the secrets book that has even more information in it. But I want to talk to you specifically about how to make more money with your investments and how all of that works. And so as you come down here, you can make more money with your investments. It's 2.10. And when you come here, this is really kind of the next step up for many people. So is my good friend James, and he has the Young Investor Society. They're a nonprofit foundation, and they have investment lessons that you can go through. So these are easy to go through. Here's some advanced lessons. There's some finance lessons on here, and then my information as well. So really, when you get started, though, I really want you to go through the seven habits first so you can see how it all fits in and how that all works. And then you can go a little bit more advanced with what he's doing. But when I talk about this, let's go make this really simple and easy to be able to understand. So as we've talked about the seven steps, of course, make more money is number one. Number two is to separate it, manage it on your phone on one piece of paper. Give, number three. Number four is to automatically invest. Five is to save and spend. And then, of course, add money with number six. Number seven is the wealth formula. So I want to talk specifically right now about number four, which is to automatically invest and how to do that. And again, this has to be so simple that you can do it on the back of an envelope. So number four is to automatically invest. Now, when I say automatically, sometimes you're going to do this manually. But the key is to make it so that it automatically happens. Make the decision once and make it happen. Make the decision once and make it happen. So in your long-term investing, you're going to have up here in your spend, you're going to have a savings or a checking account that you're going to do for your personal expenses. That's a separate account right there. Okay, that's a separate account that you're going to use. This is your money coming in. This is your money going out, and that equals if you have any extra. We want to get money from here and get it over there to number four. So as you're making money, as we make money at that job, the first thing we do is we want to take some of that money and automatically get it down there. Automatically, just pick out some numbers. The more you do, the better off you're going to be. Okay. So that's why we start here with the automatically investing. You're going to have a separate checking account for save and spend. Now we're going to come down here to the automatic investing. Automatically investing is usually an investment account because you can get a better rate of return. And there's two kinds of investment account. You're going to have a personal one, a personal account, And you're also going to have what I would call retirement accounts. Now, the only difference between this and a savings account is that you can buy stock and you can get a better rate of return. In this investment account, you're either going to loan or own. You're going to loan money to somebody and make more money off it. You can, right now, when you put money up here into your savings account, they're paying you zero. You're getting nothing on it. Okay. You're loaning, when you put money in the bank, you're loaning the bank money. And guess what? They're spending it. They're out there investing it. They don't put it in the vault to sit there. That money's put to work immediately and they make money off of you. So you can loan money, you can have what we call CDs or bonds. These are all loans. And you can do this CDs for 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, whatever it is, 1 year. And you can get a much higher rate of return, 4 or 5% on it, which beats the heck out of zero. 0%, we don't want to do that. We want to get our money working for us. So you're going to loan money. Now you can own things. You can own stock. You can own some crypto. But most of it is going to be stock for our example. And then the more advanced stuff, when we get down to 7, you can do more stuff. But we're going to talk about stock for just a second. Now, the difference between these accounts and these accounts, this could be a Fidelity account. It could be a Schwab account. It could be not a Gcash, but GoTrade account. For many of you, GoTrade. It could be a Robinhood account. That's how you're going to get started. Now, why is this so important? Because the one thing that every adult wishes they would have done was to start saving and investing at an earlier age. That's the one thing everybody agrees on. They wish they would have started saving and investing at an earlier age. So let's go tackle that one. Let's go make that work. So you can have a personal account, and this is just money coming in, money going out, that you're going to do with some loaning or owning. You can do a retirement account, and I'm just going to show you what it is in America. You can do what we call a Roth IRA, individual retirement account, and you don't get a tax break today, but you pay zero taxes on the money. Zero. You never pay taxes on it. You can do a regular IRA and you get a tax break today, but you have to pay taxes. You have to pay taxes when you take it out. And you can do a 401k or something that your employer's matching. So they take some of your money, you take part of your money, and they do that in a match. So as you're getting started, I want you to put some money into a Roth IRA. Many of you are just going to open up a personal investment account, which is fine. That's great. But you can start with a Roth IRA, then put money into an IRA, and then whatever your employer, whatever they're matching, if they're matching, you match as much as you can. That's really key. Now let's talk about asset allocation. Now this has got to fit on the back of an envelope. This is what we're talking about. Remember the loan versus own? Okay, so if you have 100 of something, you're going to put some into the loan side. If you're young, I would put the vast majority of it in the own side. Okay. And so if you do own, I'm just going to talk about stocks for a second in this segment. So in stocks, there's 4 ways to invest in the stock market. Number 1 is to pick and choose. It's funny when people get a little bit of money, what do they think they got to do? They got to go pick and choose and go gamble it. But if you pick and choose, you lose. Okay. I've done it with millions and millions of dollars. I picked and chose, and when it was all said and done, I would have made more money if I would have gone to the beach and sat on my hands and had somebody else manage it, the biggest companies. You can hire somebody, a mutual fund. Now, there's nothing wrong with mutual funds. The only problem is that there's going to be a fee. Okay, there's going to be a fee. What are the fees with these? Okay, you're going to pay 1 to 2% of all the money under management. So if you had over here, let's say that we put 20% of our money here and 80% of our money here. And then of that 80%, and for every dollar you have in here, they're going to take 1 to 2%. Okay. Number 3, I'm going to show you this. Number 3 is the S&P 500. This is what we call an index. And that's the 500 biggest companies in America, which are global. They're all over the world. I have been to Tibet. I've been to Kathmandu. I've seen Mount Everest from both sides. I've seen Everest from a helicopter and down at the little camps right below there, the little hotels. They serve Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola's everywhere. So it's one of the 500 biggest companies. And we like to buy things that we like to invest in things where people are addicted. People are addicted to their iPhone. They're addicted to their phone. So that's a great one to invest in. And then one of my favorite is Berkshire Hathaway. Okay. So now let me tell you my thought process on a few of these things. If they all did the same amount, if you pick and choose, I'm just going to scratch that off. Now, if you want to take 10% of your money and pick and choose, go ahead. And over time, if when you pick and choose, you can outperform over a 3 year period of time, if you can outperform these two, then turn it to 20%, 30%, 40%. But you got to have a lot of money to do that. Otherwise, stick to number one and make more money. And stick with number seven. Let's work on your real estate and your businesses. And that's where you want to put your time. All my time's got to go here. It doesn't go, I don't have time to go do all this. I want to work on my money. I want to work on my businesses and real estate. So the challenge here is that the mutual funds, they're going to charge you 1 to 2% of money under management. So for every $100 in there, they're going to take 2% of that. The S&P 500 is the 500 biggest companies, and they're going to be a 0.5% of that because they're not picking and choosing. This is where you're hiring a professional to pick and choose. And that professional picks and chooses what's in there. This one is just the 500 biggest companies. They're not picking and choosing. They're just saying, here's the 500 biggest companies. Now, Berkshire Hathaway is the company that Warren Buffett started 65 years ago, and it's a massive insurance company. Is its biggest holdings is insurance. And they have hundreds. I don't know, I think they got like 300 businesses now. And the company's worth $1 trillion, but I'm going to show you there's zero cost in commission when you buy that. So just for simplicity, I'm just showing you for simplicity, if you made a 10% rate of return and they all made 10%, well, the mutual fund's going to take 2% of that, so you only made 8%. The mutual fund's going to take 0.5%, so you're still going to make 9.5%. But if Berkshire has made 10%, there's zero, you're going to make all 10% of that. So over time, if they all made the same rate of return, the fees are a detriment to you. That's why the index fund and Berkshire Hathaway outperform mutual funds over a long period of time. So for part of what you're doing with your asset allocation, you can take 10% of it and pick and choose. Take some of it, of the 80% you got left over. I would say you're going to take probably 35%, put it here, 35%, put it there. That's 70, that's 80. And then you can put 20% in here if you want. But over time, over a long period of time, because of the fee structure and because these guys are actually better, they're sitting on $300 billion in cash. This one is number one right here. That one does the best. So if you had to say in ranking them in order, BRK is number one. The S&P 500 is number two. The mutual funds are number three. And picking and choosing, pick and choose, is a distant fifth or sixth. Okay. Most people just don't do it well. They just don't do it well. You're better off just investing in the 500 biggest companies in America, or, excuse me, not that one, Berkshire or the S&P. Okay. So that's the key to what we're talking about, guys. That's the key to what we're talking about. Now, people say, well, why do you give so much stock away? Well, because of every dollar that comes into your world, you're either going to make it grow, it's either going to grow, or you're going to destroy it. Every dollar, every peso, every yuan, anytime you make money, You're either going to make it grow or you're going to destroy it. The only way you can make it grow is if you invest in stocks, and investments, or if you put it into your business. You're going to make it grow, and it's got to outgrow. Inflation is 3% a year in many places. Some places it's 5, 7%. If you have your money sitting in a savings account at 1% and inflation's 3%, you're losing 2% a year. Does that make sense? That's why we can't just put it there. If you put it under your mattress, you're getting zero. You're losing 3% a year, just inflation. If you spend it, you're destroying it. Okay, now I have no problem with spending money, but I love to be able to spend money when I'm down here and I've got more money than I know what to do with. I don't mind spending money if I'm spending it on my business. Okay, if I've got my small business going on here, number six, I've got my business. I don't mind spending money on my business. I love spending money on businesses because it makes me more money. Okay. So every dollar is either you're going to make it grow or you're going to destroy it. It's neat. And if you just sit it into a mattress or a savings account or you spend it, you're destroying it. It's just going. Our goal is to make it grow. And then we do the wealth formula. And as my kids would say, Dad, that's great information, but it's probably more information than I wanted to know. So probably you guys are going, wow, that's a lot of info. So guess what? We have more advanced classes. Go to the 7 Simple Habits. And I reiterate that. Go to the 7 Habits book, go to the 7 Habits course, go to the Young Investors Society. There's some wonderful stuff. And quit listening to your broke brother-in-law. Who are you listening to? Now, when you watch TV, they're making it difficult. Hey, the Dow went up, 38 points. The S&P went up, 50 points or 500 points, and it went down 500 points. That's stupid. We could care less how many points it went up. We want to know what percentage. The Dow went up 0.5% or went down 0.5%. And honestly, what we're doing is, as Warren Buffett would say, we invest in businesses that if we never could sell them or never look at the value of them, for 10 years, we'd still be happy we own them. So they buy things and invest in things that people are addicted to. Even if you have a big crisis in the world, people are going to buy Coca-Cola tomorrow. They're still going to drink Coke. They're still going to buy underwear. They're still going to pick up their iPhone and use their phone because that's so crucial. I've been all over the world and I see phones everywhere. I've even seen people with 2 phones. So that's the kind of stuff that they invest in. And guess what? If you're doing it on your own, you don't know when to buy, you don't know when to sell, and take 10% and buy it. Take 10% of your assets and do that, and that's fun. But most of the time, you should spend it on number one, make more money with your job and your business, and number six, make more money with your real estate and your big business. That's the key. And again, as we would say in our family, that's just my opinion. You get the vote. So thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to be right back.